This technique is going to be a release for the adductors, or inner thigh, also known as the groin. And I'm going to show it two different ways. I'm going to show it with a yoga block and a large ball, but I am also going to show it with a kettlebell. And I'm going to say why is because I think there's value to both of these. You can also use a foam roller, but I swear the most effective version that I have found where I can pinpoint different adductor systems and my points of tension are with this one. And I have found that the best way for me to get in between the muscles is with this one. So foam roller is good entry level, but these two are going to be by far and away the most effective at getting deeper into these areas. So first I'm going to show it with the block. Now your adductors, your adductors, they're called adductors because your glutes are your abductors, adductors versus abductors, and they are literally so similar that I don't say them the way they're pronounced. I say abductor and adductor. And the key to understanding the importance of these muscles is that they are deep core muscles for our pelvic floor and our basically the entire deep front line of the myofascial system. You can work really hard on your hip flexors and your psoas and your diaphragm and all this stuff, but if you don't release your adductors, and I'm talking to you men, you're not going to be able to reorient your posture because you're going to constantly be pulled down from the inside, and you're going to mentally, like posturally, be doing this the entire time. So no matter how much you try to bring your pelvis into neutral, if these don't release, you can't get that pelvis into neutral because you're being pulled from the inside down. Now that's one thing. If you have a high hip, like so, I'm just way over exaggerating, you also have an adductor issue in that the glutes on one side and the opposing adductors create pelvic lateral stability, particularly in gait. So if you understand how the cross tie system in a car works, I basically have these cross ties that help hold the wheels straight. If you live in Michigan and you've hit enough potholes in your life, you know that that will throw the alignment of the vehicle out, and it wears on the front and rear suspension, and it will wear those cross ties out. Well, in the pelvis, it's a very similar relationship. If I have a high hip, I'm going to have a tight glute and a tight adductor, and a loose glute and a loose adductor, and it's going to wear out my sacral joint and my lumbar because I'm not getting equal tension on both sides, which is going to create increased mechanical shear. And if you know anything about mechanics, shear is always bad. The whole goal of doing these releases throughout the body is actually to take the tonic systems, release them, and activate the phasic systems through our strength training to reduce shear posturally on joints in movement and in posture, so that you have less pain either in the muscles or in the joints as you go through your daily life. Anyway, so ball goes on block, and what I'm going to do is lay sideways to the block, and I'm going to place my inner thigh on the ball, and I'm looking for some kind of a hot spot. So for me, I just found one. It's really easy. Now I can roll forward, backward through the groove there, or I can pick my foot up and gently rotate it. Now, ideally, you want to get as close to 90 degrees as you can, so I was a little low there. So if I just move up and down like so, this is a great release for the inner thigh. And I can go all the way up to my pelvis, and in this case, my knee touches the ground, so you may want a second block. Or, particularly as you get higher, a kettlebell works great because the handle's high enough that I can really get deep in there and apply pressure and work on this rotation. So this is why I really like using the kettlebell for this technique, is because it elevates my knee so much that I can use the weight of my leg to really get in these high adductors, which are hard to get at. So you can work anywhere. So say you have lower knee pain down here, maybe this is where you want to be. Maybe you're a person that's had a groin injury and you feel it more in the center. Maybe you're the kind of person that you have a groin injury and you feel it really high up toward the pelvis. So you're gonna search through the area and feel what feels most effective to you today. Work through it. When you've done your allotted time on one side, you'll switch to the other side. But take your time, breathe, and stay inside your frame of tolerance.